Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share my experiences and what I have gone through when it comes to the merging phase of divine union or twin flame journey, twin soul journey, whatever label you really put on that journey. Some people call it kingdom spouse. It doesn't really matter what you call it, as long as you resonate with the message, of course. Um, for me personally, I haven't received any information about this phase more than earlier. It was explained to me kind of the mechanics of the merging of the two souls back into one. So what's happening, not really the stages of twin flame journey, where of course on that you can find a lot of information. Like with everything else, each person's journey will be different, will have different stages. If your soul has decided that it wants to experience, let's say, the separation phase a few times, then that is exactly what's going to happen, because there's something in it that, of course, you're supposed to learn from it. But the way I understand it, what we as divine feminines do, and here of course my messages and my channels recordings are for everybody, no matter whether you identify as a divine feminine or a divine masculine. I welcome all warmly, and I hope that even if it's for your counterpart that you're listening to my messages, that it gives you some guidance, it perhaps sheds some light for you what they go through, and I hope it helps. And this is my intention, to do this so that every single person that needs to hear it will receive it. I have personally got extremely confused at some point in my journey, because I believed wholeheartedly that I have achieved inner union, but it wasn't so. And I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. So the way that it has been explained to me, the guidance that I have received and the way I understand it, is that we as divine feminines, because we are the more spiritually connected or spiritually talented polarity of our soul, I want to call it that we have talent, more innate talent, to work with the upper chakras. Usually, if your path is similar to mine, of course, then, and I think that this is for everybody. From what I know, for every divine feminine, because we are the spiritual twin, we have much easier time working within these upper chakras. So the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat chakra, and then following downwards, of course. And for the divine masculine, so for that masculine polarity, they have more talent, if you will. They are just they have easier time dealing with things that are more earthly, 3D, matrix, call it whatever you want. It's usually easier for them when it comes to stability here on earth, career, finances. We feminines have to clear the lower chakras and merge upwards. So the divine feminine starts at the root chakra. All of the wounds that come up, all of the ancestral patterns and the wounds that we carry with us since birth, because we do choose, when we incarnate on this earth, we do choose what kind of experience we want to have here. So there's some wounds that we choose to have here, if you will. And of course, there are others that we carry forward from previous incarnation, perhaps because there is karmic debt to pay, because there are lessons that we haven't integrated. And so the divine feminine moves upwards from the root chakra towards heart chakra. And then the divine masculine, his wounds and lessons will be going from the top downwards towards heart chakra. And so what I wanted to share today is the merging, which means that the divine feminine has healed all of the lower chakras and is going into, or moving upwards, if you will, into her heart center, into her heart chakra, and healing the core of the wounds, or the root, not core wounding, but the core of all the wounding that she carries. So the root of all the issues, if you will. And then the divine masculine, when he does his work on the journey, he goes through the changes, he's healing, he's releasing. He is also meant to come downwards, if you will, to the heart chakra. And in the heart chakra, this is where the merge is happening energetically. The divine feminine and the divine masculine meeting in the heart chakra, healing the root, the causes of all of their healing. And this is where the merging starts. So for me, when I have healed all the lower chakras, so the 3 lower chakras, I believed I have achieved inner union, because my vibration has been extremely high. Nothing could trigger me. It's not that I was detached. It's not that I was numb. Nothing like this. I was at peace with everything, no matter the situations that I would have to go through, no matter the experiences, whether, as we humans would call them, positive or negative, nothing mattered. And then from nowhere, when I have ascended upwards to the heart chakra, all of my wounding that I have already worked through came back. But what was new was also the fact that now I have also felt that all of these wounds that my divine counterpart, my beloved, has carried with himself, and now as the divine feminine, I am to integrate, heal, and alchemize all of the wounds, both for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This is something that I have not received any guidance myself. I have not seen any information anywhere about what is actually happening. What has been shown to me was a lot of information, a lot of guidance leading up to the point, kind of the big picture thinking that Yes, you meet your counterpart, and then the counterpart, or the divine masculine in my case, awakened me, activated me, and then the journey started, and so on and so forth. And I wanted to really sit down and try to give guidance, to perhaps share some of my experiences for every single one of you that have no idea what's happening. Why does it feel like here I am? I have gone through so much healing. I have released so many things, let go of so many negative patterns, negative beliefs. I have released so many people from my life and healed, and here I am. It almost, for me at least, felt like I went back to the start, which is of course not true. You can never go backwards. Every step in the journey, every let's say successful healing of a certain wound, it's a step forward. You can never ever go back. And I just saw 11:11 on my recording time here. It's never, you can never go back. For me, from when that merging started to happen for me and my divine masculine, I started feeling my wounding, the core wounds, so like the biggest wounds that I had to go through and heal and release. But to me it felt like I had to go through them, but not from my own perspective. And here's a little context. During the separation, so once the separation happened for me on my own journey with my twin, there has been an energetic wall placed between me and him, and all of the telepathy, all of the empathy, all of the things that usually happens between the twins, where you can feel their presence, you can feel or let's say know their thoughts, their emotions, what they go through. I could not feel any of it. I have been cut out completely from him and his presence. And so for me, when the merging started to happen, when I started feeling these wounds, my reaction to them was not the way that I have reacted in the past. And by that I mean, it's not that, oh yes, well now I am healed to a certain point, so of course that I react in a different way, but my reactions were completely not my own. I have realized that my reactions, my thoughts that came up, the emotions within me, I started channeling words and thoughts that I recognize as my twins. And I have been in the merging phase now for a while. It's a lot of work. And a lot of times, all the grounding techniques that I have implemented on my own journey when I was healing my own wounding, specifically, nothing worked. So all the techniques, all the tools that I have grown to learn and to really remember, because we are here with an amnesia. So the things that I remembered, that these things do help me when the purging comes, when there's a new cycle of healing, there's a new cycle to close. None of these things really helped me. And that's where I realized that this is not mine specifically. And what has been shown to me was, if you were to imagine your energy and then the energy of your twin, now you're so close that the edges of your energies are touching, because this is what's happening. So right now you are so close when the merging happens, once you have healed to a certain point, that you can no longer discern whether the wound that have come up, or a karmic cycle, or a situation, a pattern, a belief system, a belief, whatever that would be, you can no longer discern whether you're healing yourself or you're healing your twin. As a divine pair, you are one being. It's only here on earth, in this really dense realm, that our human selves are separate. And that is also, of course, just an illusion. But you can think of it as those two humans are just two legs of the same person. So you are connected on all the levels. During my journey, during the separation, I know that I have been healing things for my beloved. I have been feeling what he was going through and integrating these lessons. Of course, because we as the divine feminines are the alchemists, it's us that have to transmute the heavy energy that comes up, whether in the divine feminine's body, human body, or the divine masculine's human body. Without the divine feminine's alchemy and working through the heavy energy and emotions and alchemizing them, changing them into a high vibration energy, into a lighter energy, the divine masculine cannot make the leaps, because it's our energetic work that helps them in the 3D to get the mental breakthroughs, to understand situations, to finally be able to kind of break free from their own patterns, from the old perspective, and being able to look at everything, whatever comes up, from a higher perspective, or just from a different perspective. And that helps them heal, that helps them release, and of course let go. And so the merging phase, really what I'm just trying to say here, is extremely heavy. There's no point in comparing what is more difficult, because it's not about comparing. Whether the separation phases is very difficult, because a lot of times both counterparts feel extremely isolated, extremely alone, like we are the only people in the world that go through this. Of course we are not. There's a lot of support, a lot of us that are going through, which is amazing. I love that, because that means we are raising vibration of the collective, of Earth, and I love this. I'm very happy for that. Yes, so whether it does, there's no point in comparing whether the separation is more difficult to go through or the merging. It's just that I really want you to understand, to my listener, that no, you have not gone back on your journey. You have done nothing wrong with however you deal with the things. It's not that you have dropped the ball, if you will. It's everything is precisely as God has decided, laid out the path for you. You have to kind of keep on reminding yourself that each time something comes up, even if it feels like, oh, really, is this coming up again? I thought I healed it months ago. Why is it coming up again? Have I done something wrong? No, this is just your soul wanted to experience being in that state. And as kind of strange it is for our human mind to comprehend, how could we have ever chosen to go through these extremely painful things? That is exactly what we did. So the merging phase, I just really wanted to say this, because I think it's extremely important that we as these awakened divine beings, no matter what kind of label you resonate with, you like putting on yourself. We're all in it together, and ultimately we're not just working for ourselves to break free from our patterns, from our pains and the wounds, and release all of this baggage that we have been carrying all our lives. We're doing it for each other. And so please do not think that you have done something wrong. You are loved beyond anything you can imagine. And you know this already, but I'm just reminding you, to anybody that is in a very heavy energy right now, no matter how isolating or how heavy the situation feels, you are doing nothing wrong. Everything you're doing is perfect. Even the moments where you may even go back on and give yourself a little bit of hard time because you're thinking like, oh, maybe I haven't put as much effort into my healing or into doing this. Maybe I didn't feel like meditating and I instead went out with friends and got drunk. Doesn't matter. Everything is precisely the way it's supposed to be. So please love yourself and remember that the whole goal of all our journeys, no matter whether it's the twin flame or twin soul, however you want to call it, or any kind of other vehicle. I have trouble pronouncing some words. I am so sorry for that. No matter which way your soul have chosen to awaken, all of them are perfect. All of them are amazing. And you are a divine being, much bigger than life, just here on earth having this experience. Try to remind that yourself, that you are not this pain, you are not these painful situations, you're not these horrible experience that most of us go through. Remember who you are and remember how loved and cared for you are. I'm sending you a lot of love and support, and I will talk to you another time. Take care.